Hello, Baker Econ students. This is our final week, so I first just want to say that I really enjoyed working with you the past 6 weeks to finish up our 7th week here. And you guys have done a great job with the forum discussion post, great engagement. So I wish you the best of success, and hopefully someday when we have graduation again, I'll get to see you all. So if you get that opportunity, I highly encourage you to go to the Baker graduation. So I do try to attend those every year. So with this final week, just to start off with, last week for the markets, because that's one of the things we're going to look at in Chapter 8, it was a little brutal this past week with inflation coming out well above 7%. Probably in March, there's even the possibility the Fed may raise interest rates by 50 basis points. We've already seen sharp increases in mortgage rates. Bond funds have been hammered because it's an inverse relationship, because it's paying the same coupon rate and interest rates are going up. A lot of the net asset values of all those bond funds have decreased, and the S&P and the Dow Jones have definitely taken a beating this week. So even though employment's at 4%, there is concern of a recession coming, and maybe a little bit of black eye for the Federal Reserve, but maybe not being as reactive as quickly as it needed to be to stave off inflation. So something needs to be done, because that definitely has real wealth effects. And I noticed it at the grocery store. I mentioned that at some of the posts, going to Hy-Vee and shopping, you definitely feel the impact right away. And that hurts, especially when most of us have fixed incomes. It doesn't adjust in the given year. It may not adjust not much next year. So we'll kind of see what happens, but hopefully things will improve or get steady. So we'll see. It was a good run, but it may be a year that we have some corrections in it. So with that, this week you will read chapters 8 and 9. Chapter 8 deals with the market. This should be a refresher for some of you that had finance already, but it's always good to review that. You can kind of look at specifically the economy first, the industry, and then company specific. So with that too, you're also going to look at chapter 9 with a lot of theory relative to trade. You're going to go through the idea of absolute advantage and comparative advantage, and engaging trade between two countries. A country can have an absolute advantage in production of two goods or services compared to another country, but they cannot have a comparative advantage in both. And this ties to the law of opportunity cost. So, how much do I have to sacrifice to switch my production to, say, small engine motors to the production of wheat? In the United States, we have a lot of land. We have a lot of good technology to produce wheat. Probably in Japan, they're much better suited to producing small lawnmower engines. So we don't directly trade those engines for wheat, but we do it indirectly, and we now allow those nations to specialized production of certain goods, which they have a comparative advantage. So you're going to look at some production possibility curves, kind of understand that concept, because the main idea I want to stress is if we kept our economy closed, we would in no way enjoy the amount of goods and services. Our standard of living would be much lower. So almost every economist is going to be in favor of free trade or anything to promote trade. So you're going to read about some trade protectionism, either through tariffs or quotas. It doesn't mean we try to make sure it's a level playing field, but anytime you're implementing restrictions, it generally benefits only very small parties and hurts everyone in general on both sides. So trying to come to agreements on trade is a major factor in how we live and improve our standard of living. So, well, let's get to the task stream assignment. So that's the main thing. You do have your final My Econ Lab. You get the break from the forum discussion this week. But what I'd strongly suggest for this, it asks you to pick either a company that might be a little bit easier, or an industry, and you're going to address all those questions. So you're going to write an 8 to 10 page paper. Make sure it's in APA format, because that's one of the things that I look for. Make sure, if there's any sentence that contains any data or in a source, make sure you put that in-text citation after that sentence, or if you can put it in the front of the sentence, say Barnhill 2022, parentheses, suggest that, or, at the end of the sentence, you put, open parentheses Barnhill / 2020 comma 2020 close parentheses period. You put that at the end, kind of give credit. So I know it may seem like a lot of repetition of in-text citation, but that is so important for graduate level work, and that's what I'm going to be looking for. And you probably will have a lot of in-text citations for this paper, which is totally fine. The other thing I'm going to suggest too is for this type of paper, you may want to use headers. Definitely put an introduction, tell the reader what this is about, kind of a map, if you will, that this is what I'm going to discuss in this paper. This is the company I'm going to analyze. I'm going to talk about these things. And then, you could put everything from, headers is the current market, the role of government, elasticity demand, the profitability, the competition, technology, trends, and then wrap it up with a conclusion. So, and then make sure you have a references page, for APA. It's references, not works cited. And then make sure that those references are double spaced with the second line indented on the references and follow APA format. So if you have any questions with that, do reach out to me. Happy to meet you via email or Zoom to address those questions. But make sure to submit your paper to TaskStream and to Moodle. So there's a rubric in TaskStream that I'll use, but I'll record the grade in Moodle. So other than that, I hope you have a great Valentine's week. Like I said, I hope the market has some positive news, some corrections, because yeah, a lot of people lost a lot of money this past week. It was impactful. So, I mean, it wasn't severe. It's not like the subprime crisis, but there's definitely concern with the raise of inflation that this is going to have some real wealth effects. And fortunately, it's going to hurt people that are at the lower income levels or, dependent on any type of assistance. So, but other than that, once again, I really enjoyed working with you all. Again, do reach out to me this week. Reach out early. Check TaskStream to make sure that you can upload the document correctly. I know I have a couple students every time that it's been a while, their password's expired or something's not working right. So just make sure you can get into the system before Baker closes on Friday at 4 o'clock, whatever that is, to make sure you can get into that system. So other than that, have a great week, and we will talk to you later. Take care.